Hey guys, we're up to day 7 in our 30 Songs in 30 Days lesson series. And today we're going to reach back into my Fuse album and play a little song called Cop Car. This song is really fun to play. It's also going to help us fill out our knowledge on bar chords. Plus we'll start learning the location of some of the notes on the guitar. Let's go. Last time around we discussed how your E chord, E open major, could be turned into a bar chord just by using your little 3 fingers to press the strings and your first finger as a bar, meaning this. We also talked about how this chord shape can be moved all over the neck to play a major chord on every fret. All the way up the neck. Great thing is, this same concept works on the 5th string. However, instead of your open E chord, we'll start with the open A chord. Now remember, the first string is played open. Your 3rd finger is placed on the 2nd string at the 2nd fret. Your 2nd finger is placed on the 3rd string at the 2nd fret. And the 1st finger is placed on the 4th string at the 2nd fret. The 5th string is played open. That's the A in our A major chord. That's your A string, so it's played open. There's A major. Now the lowest 6th string, it's not played at all, otherwise it sounds like this. We don't want that, we just want this. So the best thing is, you can either use a finger to mute it, but really the easier way to do it is to only strum from that string, the 5th string, all the way down. Now let's pull the same type of shift we used to turn our open E chord into a bar chord. Instead of using your first 3 fingers for A, these fingers here, you press down on those same 3 strings with your 3rd finger, meaning this. Using your first finger as our bar, we can now move the shape all over the neck. So here's your A chord played with the 3rd finger. And this is where you use your finger to make the bar. And again, if you start moving that all the way up, you're making different chords every time. Here's the trick. Make sure to mute the 6th string with the tip of your 1st finger. And you just go after it. Now, I'm not muting this 6th string here. I'm choosing to pick from the A string all the way down. But if you want, you can use this bar finger to mute this, as in this. There's the bar finger, and if you push it up against the E string, it's muted. So if you do that, you can then play all 6 strings like this, because this is muted. You just feel what's easier for you. Now that you know how to play bar chords on the 6th and 5th strings, it's a good time to start learning some of the notes on those strings so you know what bar chords you're playing. The musical alphabet uses letters. It goes from A to G and then starts at A again. The guitar does the same thing. Let me show you. Let's start with the 6th string. Remember your E chord? That's an E major open chord. Now the bass note on that chord is the 6th string, right? That is the note of E. Remember your F major? That's your bar chord shape with the bass note being played on the 1st fret of the 6th string, like this. That's F major. That 1st fret on the 6th string is your F. So we have E and the E chord, and F and the F chord. Then we move to G, which is 2 up from there. There's G. Now you keep the same bar chord shape. Here's F. Slide up 2. 1, 2. There's G. There's the bass note. On the 3rd fret, and it's your G. Now, notice that we're starting to walk up the alphabet. E, F, G. So next up, let's move 2 steps up, and of course we land at A major. A major bar chord on the 5th fret. Here's G. Move up 2. There's A. Of course, the bass note on that 5th fret is A. E, F, G, A. Now you'll notice that we got to G, and then we went back to the beginning of the musical alphabet, starting with A. E, F, G, and then we got to A again. And next up is B. That's on the 7th fret. Here's A. There's B. And of course, you can use the same bar chord shape with your index finger on the 7th fret to play a B major chord. So we've got A, B, and the next up, of course, is, you got it, C, right here on the 8th fret. This is C. Keep the same shape, bar chord, as you had on B, slide it up 1 fret, and you're at C major. There it is. So we've got E, add the bar chord, F, G, A, B, 1 fret, C. If you go up 2 more frets, 1, 2, that's D. A, B, C, D. And of course, if you move it up 2 more, you're at E. There you are, all the way up the neck. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Ta-da! Okay, let's move now through the 5th string. Let's start with our open position A chord. Now, we've been playing it like this, but for the purposes of what we're about to do with bar chords, it'd be good to play it with just the 1 finger position like this. If you can do that, it's going to help us with our bar chords as we go up the neck. So there's A major. The 5th string is left open because that's the A string. Now, if you move up 2 frets and bar here with this finger, that's B. A, B. Next up is C. We're only going to slide up 1 space because, as you remember, that's A, B, and then C is there. So that's the C bar chord. C major, bar chord, right there. The bass note in that chord, the 3rd fret on the 5th string, is C. Next up after A, B, and C is, of course, D. That's on the 5th fret. So there's C. We go up 2 more frets to the 5th one. That's D. Now you remember your D chord. That's your D open chord. D major, open chord. And you'll notice that the bass note there is the 4th string. That's open. Because you've got E, A, D. So that one's open. Well, this open D string on the 4th string can also be played on the 5th string, 5th fret up, here. That's the same note as this string. And that's how we get our D bar chord. That's your D right there. So just to review, A, B, C, and D. Now there are some of the notes on the 5th string. Now I know we've thrown a lot at you in the last little bit, but I do have one last thing to talk about in order to fill in the gaps. And you'll notice that sometimes when we played our notes, we moved up 2 frets, leaving a space in between, as in C, 2 frets, D, 2 frets, E, etc. Those spaces that we skipped over are where you'll find your sharp and flat notes. So let's focus on sharps for a second. If we start, for example, at G, it's a G note, and move up 1 fret, we find ourselves at G sharp. Sharp is just a half step up from where you are, meaning here to here, that's what I call a whole step. 2 frets, that's a whole step. So a half step is, and that's where you get your sharp notes. G, G sharp. And flats, of course, are the opposite. They're the ones right below. You're going flat of where you are. So here's your G. Below it, it's G flat. So G, G flat. G, G sharp. Let's go to the A, which is the 5th fret on the 6th string. Right there. Now an A flat would be down, of course, 1 fret, like this. There you go. There's your A flat. Now you know how to find your sharps and flats. A sharp, A flat. And did you notice what we just did? Let's go back to the G sharp. How did we get there? G, G sharp. You've moved up 1 fret to the 4th fret. It's G sharp. That's G sharp. Okay, now let's find out A flat. How did we get there? We find our A, and we move down 1 fret to the 4th. They're the same note. Of course. No, it's not a mistake. There's a good reason in music theory as to why frets have 2 different names. But let's not get bogged down in all of that right now. All you really need to know is that there are, in fact, multiple note names for each fret. So that's the story with sharps and flats. Up 1 fret to find the sharp, down 1 fret for the flat. Don't worry if there's another name already assigned to the fret. For the most part, it can still be referred to as the sharp of the note below or the flat of the note above. Meaning if we're in G, the sharp is G sharp. If we're in A, the note below A is going to be referred to as A flat. Okay, let's get to our song. We're going to play Cop Car using 3 bar chords, and we'll use the same progression for the intro, the verse, and the chorus. 3 chords, 1 progression, and we've got ourselves a song. The 3 bar chords we'll be using are F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. Now that we've learned how to find the sharp notes on the fretboard, let's do it. F sharp is up first. So let's just go to our F chord. That's F. It's our F note, right there. 1st fret on the 6th string, F. Let's slide up 1 fret, and then we have F sharp. Put the bar chord shape on it, like this. Ta-da! And we have our 1st chord, F sharp. And next up is C sharp. So let's go to our C chord. We'll find our C note on the 5th string, 3rd fret. That's it right there. Let's slide up 1 fret. and that's C sharp. Now, since we're on the 5th string, we need to use the bar chord shape that we just learned for the 5th string. First finger down like a bar, with the 3rd finger flattened over the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, like this. Now, personally, I play these bar chords using my pinky finger. So some of these chords you can just experiment and see what works best for you. This one's probably not going to work. But somewhere here you'll find the shape that fits best. Last is our G sharp. So let's go to our G chord. There's G, G major. And here we are at the 6th string, 3rd fret. That's our G note. So, moving up 1 fret, that's our G sharp. Now let's put down our bar chord shape to make our G sharp major. You got it. Those are our chords: F sharp, C sharp, or however feels better for you, and G sharp. Fantastic. You're doing great. Now, the strumming pattern for this song is going to be a little different. It might be a little challenging, especially when you're singing over it. And that's because we'll be changing chords on an upbeat or an offbeat. Here's an easy way to count it. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, but add an and in the middle of 2 and 3, like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 That's it. That's the chord progression, and hopefully that helps you get started on that song. Here's how the song is built. First, the intro. Next, the verse. We drove right past that no trespassing sign, sat on the tailgate and watched the planes take off. We thought we had all night, there's no need to rush. That's when those cops came pulling up. And I thought, man, ain't this some sh-. And then we got the pre-chorus, which is, your daddy's gonna kill me, but if I survive tonight, I wouldn't change one thing. Baby, I know it sounds crazy. Next up is the chorus. But there was something about the way the blue lights were shining, bringing out the freedom in your eyes. Was too busy watching you going wild, child, to the what about going to jail? You were thinking that running for it make a good story. Was thinking you were crazy as hell. You were so innocent, you were stealing my heart. Fell in love in the back of a cop car. Next is a verse, finally a pre-chorus and a chorus. And remember, it all uses the same chord progression.
Hey guys, this is Cop Car. We drove right past that no trespassing sign. We sat on the tailgate and watched the planes take off. We thought we had all night, there was no need to rush. That's when those cops came pulling up. And I thought, man, ain't that some shit? Your daddy's gonna kill me, but if I survive tonight, I wouldn't change one thing. gonna kill me. But if I survive tonight, I wouldn't change one thing. Baby, yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but there was something in the way your blue eyes were shining, bringing out the freedom in your eyes. I was too busy watching you going wild, shout to be worried about going to jail. You were thinking that running for it would make a good story. I was thinking you were crazy as hell, and you were so innocent, but you were still in my heart. I fell in love in the back of a cop car. Go fall in love.
One, two, three, four.
We drove right past that no trespassing sign. We sat on the tailgate, watched those planes take off. We thought we had all night, there was no need to rush. That's when those cops came pulling up. And I thought, man, ain't that some your daddy's gonna kill me. But if I survive tonight, I wouldn't change one thing. Baby, yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but there was something about the way the blue lights were shining, bringing out the freedom in your eyes. I was too busy watching you going wild, shout to be worried about going to jail. We're like running for it would make a good story. I was thinking you were crazy as hell, and you were so innocent, but you were still in my heart. I fell in love in the back of a cop car. Man, they weren't playing. They sure put those cuffs on quick. You tried to sweet talk 'em. They didn't fall for it, but I did. You were on the left, I was on the right. I know you didn't smoke when you asked them for a light, and I laughed. You got mad and slammed the door. Swear your daddy's gonna kill me. But if I survive tonight, I wouldn't change one thing. Baby, yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but there was something about the way the blue lights were shining, bringing out the freedom in your eyes. I was too busy watching you going wild, shout to be worried about going to jail. You were thinking that running for it would make a good story. I was thinking you were crazy as hell, and you were so innocent, but you were still in my heart. I fell in love in the back of a